I have with me Dr. Swapnil Parekh, who's a very well-known physician. He's the author of the book, The Coronavirus, and is very keenly following all developments and is involved also in detailing the vaccine effort. Dr. Parekh, welcome. I hope you've had a chance to listen to most of what Dr. Krishna Ella of Bharat Biotech has said. What is your first reaction? It was an emotional defense at one level, but he also put out some information to suggest that no wrongdoing has been done, and there haven't been any special shortcuts accorded to the Covaxin. What is your view?
Shiv, thank you so much for having me on. First, we must commend Bharat Biotech on a monumental undertaking.
Yeah.
They have delivered a vaccine in coordination with ICMR and NIV on very, very short notice. As the scientists working on it should actually be aggrieved at the process that has been followed. Regulators do have a duty to take quick data-driven decisions about authorizing vaccines in an emergency situation like a pandemic.
Yeah.
No one's disputing that. But equally, they have a duty to be transparent about the data they have reviewed and the process followed to authorize the vaccine. Because if they don't do that, then controversy erupts.
Right.
And right now, we are seeing the earliest phases of this controversy. What would be far worse and far more damaging is if this controversy leads to vaccine hesitancy and an otherwise promising vaccine will get shrouded in controversy, mystery, when all we needed was effective and clear public health communication, like has happened with all the other vaccines around the world.
Dr. Parekh, Dr. Ella appeared to suggest that, there is a level of unfairness with the way in which his company is being targeted right now, with suggestions that, special favors have been given. But what did you think of the specifics that he put out? Like, for instance, he put out one slide where he said that the Central Drug Standard Control Organization, or CDSCO, has a provision for according emergency use approval with phase 2 data. And that there is no reason to believe that there have been any shortcuts because of this company's past track record. And he had a long list of the things that this company has already done, and therefore there should be no reason to suspect anything is wrong.
Shiv, I don't think that's how science works. I don't think we look at someone's past record, and they might have a brilliant past record, and I'm commending them on the vaccine that they have delivered. But that's not how science works. It does not work on faith and trust. It works on data.
Right.
And we need this data to be in the public domain. I did hear some of the comments, and all the other vaccines that have been authorized across the world, phase 3 trials have been complete.
Yeah.
The data has been published in peer-reviewed journals, and everyone has had a chance to go over it. I don't think it's correct to compare limited safety and efficacy data on a small subset of people in India with large volumes of data on a number of participants of different ethnicities in the trials that have been conducted internationally. And, to all scientists in India, we are equally capable of doing such research.
Yeah.
And when we have done something so commendable, so noteworthy, why let it get shrouded in controversy because of a lack of transparency and poor public health communication? That's as critical to the science itself.
I agree with you. Why let good innovation be damaged by, the possibility of suspicions and, data not supporting, what people think that's out there. What next, in your view, Dr. Parekh, do you think needs to happen? You've got it's an unusual set of circumstances. You've got these two vaccines, one from abroad, one from here, receiving these approvals. You've got the chairman of this pharmaceutical company coming out and addressing the press and taking these questions head on, which is not something you normally see. But of course, this is it's been an unusual year and an unusual set of circumstances. What do you think needs to happen next? Because public faith, like you said, is going to be extremely important when it comes to vaccines.
Shiv, we keep talking about efficacy, and that's what we're debating here, is the efficacy of this vaccine. But perhaps what's more relevant right now is its effectiveness.
Yeah.
Let's assume, just for the sake of debate, that this vaccine is 100% efficacious, which it can't be. But if it is, But if people do not take it because they do not have faith in the process, then its effectiveness is zero.
Yeah.
So what we need to do right now is we need a public health communications campaign where we communicate transparently. We show people what the data that has been reviewed, what the process that has been followed.
Yes.
It shouldn't be coming out piecemeal in a press conference held with the chairman of the pharmaceutical. This process should be transparent for everyone so we know exactly what is happening. And most importantly, the phase 3 trial needs to be complete before we authorize a vaccine. I haven't ever come across something like this. I know that Dr. Kang, who's one of our most respected
Yes.
vaccine experts, also said that she has not come across something like this. So it's a bit surprising, and I don't feel comfortable formulating an opinion when I haven't reviewed the data myself. So what do I say on the efficacy of this vaccine?
Very quickly, final question, Dr. Parikh. So, Dr. Krishna Ella said phase 3 trials will only happen sometime in March, April, and he's actually sought the media's help in getting volunteers for the phase 3 trials. So you're saying until that happens, this approval that's been accorded to Covaxin will remain suspect in the scientific mind?
I think so. In the absence of data, everyone needs to bring data.
Yeah.
And if it's being authorized in a restricted manner for a clinical trial, what does that mean? A clinical trial is already ongoing. So what are we saying that we're restricted emergency authorization in clinical trial mode? I haven't come across such terminology. And if it's confusing to people who actually work with vaccines and medical doctors, can you imagine how confusing it is for the general public?
Very true. Lots of questions continue to remain, and I'm sure they're going to be dissected right through prime time here. Dr. Parikh, always a pleasure because you make it so simple. Thank you for being with me here on 5 Live. Thank you.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.